Hello, it's artist and crafter Amy, and welcome to part 2 of the 3x3 micro mini album. We're going to take the 2 3/4 by 5.5 piece of base paper, in this case black, and we're going to score it with the following marks at 3/8 inch, 1/2, 1/2, 3/8, 1/2, 1/2, and 3/8. And in case you didn't know, 1/2 inch is 4 notches if you have the same scoreboard, and then 3 notches. Count 3 notches for the 3/8 inch pieces. And you want to pinch together the 2 1/2 inch paired pieces so that we will make a hinge when we're all done, and then trim the excess paper off the end. There's a little more than a 1/2 inch of excess paper. And then we put away our scoreboard and use some 1/4 inch double-sided tape. After we turn it upside down, those hinges become valleys, and we put that into the valleys, and then we're going to adhere those shut. I do make a mistake coming up here where I try to put this piece into the cover before I finished preparing it, and quite often I do that, and you can still finish preparing it after you've glued it into the spine of the book cover, but it is much easier if you don't. So what you want to do is to cover it with double-sided tape and wait to remove the backing until after we've finished the other side of that. And I get carried away. I start preparing to put it in right now, and then hunt around and find the backing of the double-sided tape, put the backing back on, and then finish working on the hinge side before I put it in. Here it is. That's where I figured it out. So I've got my little backing pieces. I'm gonna put those back on. Don't do what I did. Okay, what works easier is if you take this 1/4 inch tape, you want to have it on both sides of each of the 3 hinges, as close to the top as you can get it. And once you've done that, you're going to want to trim the edges off at an angle and miter the corner on those hinges. It'll help the page sleeves to slide down over that much easier, and the angle cut keeps them from going all the way down to the base of the hinge, which could interfere with the ease of page turning. Okay, now that we've done that, we're going to go ahead and make the pages. You need 6 pieces that are 3 1/4 by 2 3/4 inches, and you want to score those across the short side, the way I'm showing here, at 1/2 inch. So I take all 6 of those and score them at 1/2 inch. And then I show you how they'll get married together. We flip-flop them so that each end will have a flap that we've created by scoring. You can see me do that here. And then we put some glue. I think the first time I didn't get enough glue. I was afraid it would squeeze out onto my desk, and then I was like, okay, let's just use more glue. It's definitely squeezed out onto my desk. So I grabbed some scrap paper to put underneath it to keep from getting glue on my desk. Then I flip it over and do the other side, and I take another pair of pages and I flip-flop them so that there's a flap on each side, and put the glue on, burnish it down, and I'll do that with the 3rd page as well. I think repetition is helpful when you're learning how to do something, watching someone do it a few times. There we go. This is the last page. These little micro mini books are so fun. They're quite a bit faster, and they take all of the same techniques that we use making the larger books. So if you've made a larger book, all of these steps will look familiar to you. Now we're ready to remove the backing and adhere it down into the wide spine of your book. You want to make sure your cover is right side up and everything before you put that in. And then I didn't even dry fit one of the pages. That's not a bad idea. I was just so confident. And once you've made sure that it's lined up right, you burnish it down. You can still carefully pick it off the double-sided tape if it's on there crooked and you haven't burnished it down. There we go, the 2nd page. And I will do the same thing with the 3rd page, and then all the pages will be in. The next step that I'm going to do is I will be making the waterfall section, and you need 6 2¼ by 2½ pieces of paper that will be scored 3/8 inches along the long side of those pieces of paper. But I just hold it up so you can see which way it's going to go into the book. And I hold them up there and I'm scoring each one of these at 3/8 inch. It just gives us a little bit more room on something this tiny when we're tucking them in there. Another thing that you'll need that's in the PDF is earlier on you wanted to retain a 12" by 1/2 inch strip from one of your scraps. And I take that and cut it into half, so I have two 6" by 1/2 inch strips. Here I go. I'm cutting that in half. And I think about making it a longer retention strap and change my mind. If you don't fold it entirely in half, you can use that excess piece that's not doubled over as your flap. But in this case, I did decide to double it all the way over, glue it shut, and then fold about a 1/2 inch hinge on there that we'll use to attach it to the book. So I've made 2 of those, and I have 2 stacks of the 3 waterfall pages that were scored. And I'm going to line 3 going top to bottom on the center back. And then there will be 3 going right to left on the other side. The last thing that you'll need to finish this project you won't want to put on until you're ready to finish decorating it, and that's tiny Velcro dots. You'll put a Velcro dot on the retention strap and then match it up to the one that will go on the top page of the waterfall. You want the fuzzy half to go on your strap and the clear scratchy half to go on the waterfall image. If you have the clear Velcro dots, that looks pretty nice. If you wanted to use magnets here, you possibly could. My tiny little magnets look pretty huge on this small project. But this is about it. We're almost done here. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this project. If you make something with it, go ahead and share it with me. The great thing is once you know how to make these, you can cover them with any of the papers that you have, and each one will look like a different project. Thanks again for watching, and I'll pipe down and let you watch while it finishes up here.